Routines. Okay, so the sum of success for anybody, if you start to really zone in on a super successful person, a lot of it, of course, is will, persistence, and all these other things, but a lot of it is also habits and routines that they have instilled in their lives. So they do mundane things day in and day out, which brings them closer and closer to becoming successful, right? Every single day they do more and more. For instance, every single day without even thinking twice, they will, they have a total morning routine. They wake up, they have a meditation practice, they have a prayer practice, they have a journaling practice, they have an exercising practice, a visualization practice. In the beginning, you only do one at a time until it becomes your norm, right? So my routine in the morning is exactly what I just mentioned. It took me several months to get there. Now I wake up at 5 in the morning and it's just normal for me to go through that, right? I first wake up, I do my meditation, I do my visualization, I do my journaling, then I go and do my stretching and my run. So for me, if I don't do that, I feel completely unaligned for the rest of the day. I only do about 5 or 6 times a week. So I have my 1 or 2 days of rest depending on the schedule and what happens. But I do get my 5 days in. This is now a part of my life, right? It's just a daily routine. I don't even think about it. And then I have other routines during my day for my work. For instance, I go and for whatever the thing is, I have a certain amount of work. It's mundane. A lot of times I don't even see the actual reward from it. But I know that because of my consistency, it does add up. So that's really what success is. It's about the routines. And with kids, because they're not really sure what they want to do and you can't really push too much in, but you can start just having routines in your life, which teaches them routines are this is the norm, right? For instance, the best things with kids, the two most easiest routines you could develop with your children are morning routines, especially before school or camp, right? Because you have a structure in that day. And night. Night routine could be done no matter when. Weekends, when they don't have school, you could have a developed routine. For instance, every morning routine that me and my kids have, and this is actually every single day. When we wake up, the first thing we say, and my kids now say it all the time, what magical wonders and miracles are happening to me today? And it is an awesome day. So they start their day like this every single day. And whatever happens, even if it's bad stuff, we look at it as a lesson, as a miracle, right? Because everything that happens to us teaches us something. And at the end of the day, we actually are grateful. Our routine is we do gratefuls and then we actually read to each other. My oldest reads to my youngest and my youngest reads to my oldest. And then I read to my youngest and my oldest goes to read to himself, his own books, right? So this is part of our routine. So our gratefulness is we talk about all the good stuff that happened to us and it doesn't have to be great, right? For instance, like I mentioned earlier, if something happens that isn't great, that we don't like about, we actually discuss it in a grateful way because what did we learn from it? So those are two little routines, and those two alone have really shifted my children's mindset. They don't look at things as horrible anymore. They look at it as opportunities. And that doesn't happen by you telling them, because that will never happen. But it does happen with you doing it with them. And it takes time, don't get me wrong, for this to become a part of our norm. It took like a good 30 to 40 days of me constantly talking about it and doing it, right? At first it was with rewards, like especially for the gratefulness. My son wanted to do a paintball party, which paintball parties, as we all know, are quite expensive. So it was 2 months in advance. So one of the things he had to do every single day was do 3 gratefuls. This is for my oldest. At first, he didn't enjoy it at all, but then it became a norm. And my youngest, seeing that he was doing his gratefuls every day, now started saying, let's do gratefuls, because it just rubs off. That's just one example of doing it, right? Me telling them that you have to be grateful, they don't get it. They don't have any idea, but they probably don't even realize the shift it's done for them. But now it's just such a part of our lives that hopefully it will completely become a part of their lives when they get older as well.